wash stay hello, wash stay hello, wash stay hello. Good morning. It's almost the noon. Your boy Lucky Loco's feeling a lot better. More active, more moving around, more staying out of the bed. I don't even want to go look at that motherfucker. I slept in there for about 8, 9 days, so I'm at it. I'm out here just chilling, man. So what's cracking with everybody, man? Let's see who comes in the early morning. No, it's not really that early. Not like Rascal early. Holy smokes! Sometimes I get up in the morning, catch Rascal on a live, but coffee time. That's the way the homeboy functions. Shout out to Rascal. So I'm just chilling, having some coffee. Uh, it's about 40 degrees out here. It's cold, so just out here on the res, kicking it, man. Just out here on the Wapato res, having some coffee. Salute. So I'm just out here chilling, feeling a little bit better. Um, Definitely, like I said, I want to stay more active as I could. Just get the sweat out the rest of this whatever bug I got in me, bro. It was nasty, nasty, nasty. I haven't been that helpless. Jesus. Even when I got shot down, I wasn't well. I was pretty helpless when I was healing, but man, that was a really bad bug. That was really gross. I was definitely feeling that. And it wasn't COVID. I got the COVID test and everything, so it was crazy. So it was just some really strong fucking flu or something. Got two people tapped in, man. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Good morning. Uh, I said feeling a lot better today. Feeling myself, being able to conduct business, being able to, just doing more stuff. Being like I said, like today's the day I'm getting active. Gonna start doing chores around the house. I was neglected because I was eating popsicles, drinking water. Oh my god, I went through at least about 48 waters, and then having to get up and go use the restroom, crawling like a decrepit old man. It was bad. Got three people tapped in. I appreciate you guys, man. I know it's such a small channel, not that entertaining, but I really appreciate everybody that does tap in, though. You guys are awesome. You guys are the shit. And I want to give a shout out to the people that have really reached out and really wanted to get A and B going in California, man. Yeah, dude. Shit happened, and a lot of you guys reached out. A lot of you called. A lot of you came through, and man, I really appreciate that. That's some that's yeah, yeah, just out here chilling, just out here kicking it. Um, like I said, just getting some coffee in. Got my Macalapi, got my medicine. I must have made that sucker super cold. It's like having an iced coffee with no ice. Let's see, Dregs won Louis Loke on his friendship with Kunut. R.I.P. Yeah, Dregs one just dropped some dropped a video. I like watching his channel, man. He's really knowledgeable about his area, the Bay Area, and the history of hip hop and all the people, and I got schooled on a lot of music when I got out there. When I was hanging out with Ramsey out there, the owner of Del Oro, he was telling me about like the San Francisco area, who the rappers were, and he took me like through his area. Like there's like that big city part, and then there was like all these old like old houses it was just crazy area on these steep ass hills, and there you could tell, like I said, they're super old houses, man, like connected houses, and it was just San Francisco. um was a trip. Five of a kind media, how's it going here at work on print and press? That's what's up, homie. I'm just going pretty good. I appreciate you asking. Just reminiscing about the time out in California. I gotta head back out there. Um, I don't know what's going on with dude. I'll call him. If not, I'm just gonna have to chill out here in Washington State, and that's fine with me too. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, like the owner of Del Oro, he was taking me around, and he was showing me like all these different places, from Daly City to, um, and then Homeboy showed me the Mission District, the Tenderloin area, Tal Rob in Northern Cali so far. Let me see. I have to say, hands down, San Francisco was just beautiful, bro. Like if I were a millionaire, I could spend a week there. I'm just kidding. But man, I really love San Francisco. But then, oh, let me see. Paradigm Media News just dropped one. Malo from Tunerville gets caught slipping. Man, that's another dude I appreciate. Man, is watching Boxer. Boxer. He when I was driving from California to Washington State, I'd listen like to even his old stuff. He's so in tune with the way he moves, the way he talks, and the great storyteller, man. So yeah, I definitely like San Francisco. San Jose was actually pretty cool too. San Jose kind of reminded me um of Colorado Springs. It's a bigger city than Colorado Springs, but the mountains, like how close the mountains were. I really like San Jose. Um, there's another um I got to spend a little bit of time in Stockton. That place is pretty cool too, but that was definitely that one was cool too. Sacramento, I went out there for a little bit. Um, but the most time I spent was in Castor Valley. That's where I was staying. That's where I was living. It was Castor Valley seemed like really nice. Like it was a really like nobody talked to each other, but nobody stole from each other either. Coming from the res, from the ghetto, you can't even leave anything in the back of the truck when you go into the Dollar Tree, when you go to the gas station, when you go to Safeway. The reservation is definitely like Oakland, bro. That's all I mean, when I went to East Oakland and was out there just chilling and seeing people living in the fucking streets, living in the cars, living at the park. Um, a lot of lawness. There was like no law, so it was like the reservation. It was like out here, like just a dirty, grimy place. But Oakland was definitely, it was exciting. You didn't know if you could get robbed, popped, or no. I mean, I didn't feel threatened out there like I do on the reservation. Is that messed up? Like I didn't feel. Let me see. Yeah, it's crazy. Like no law. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, when like it was just wild. Like it was like if you were to get active and do something, like if you're into like robberies, if you're into um offing people, that's definitely the town to go put in work. Like it was just like you can tell you can fucking probably just run away from whatever crimes you're gonna commit. I really dug Hayward. I mean, Castor Valley and Hayward were like a hop and a skip. So Hayward, my cousin said she hated going through Hayward, and I was like, why? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I don't know. She just had her feel for the city, and I guess she didn't like Hayward. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty cool. Um, the freeway driving, holy shit! And it was, like you said, lawless, fucking driving. When the sign says 55 or 60, and everybody's going 70, 80, you got to go with the flow of traffic. Even the popo fucking driving all crazy. Hayward is rough. Yeah. Okay. It seemed like a nice like area. Like If I showed you guys different parts of the reservation out here, you guys would trip. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on the reservation out here because whatever went through the 90s and 2000s in San Francisco, the Bay Area, Los Angeles, all this other stuff, all uh, Washington State is going through now with the often people, like just random, like it's super violent. It's like I said, I don't feel. I mean, if you're into the mix, you'll get trouble out here. I mean, they're just like anywhere you go. Step up the fast lane. If you're going to 80, holy shit! I had to throw my truck into sports mode and smash. Like it was, yeah. The California traffic was definitely on there. Um, from Washington State to California, um, I just paid $3.19 a gallon out here. At the other place, it's $3.09. My uncle was killed on a reservation. Well, yeah, that's a rough place too, Shane. Most definitely. Frank's reaction. Hey, we got Frank. We got look at it. We got Shane. I appreciate you guys, man. We got Shadow Pit, Five of a Kind, Towel Robe. Man, prayers to your uncle, man. It's a talk. I hope your uncle got justice, man. Um, Usually it's street justice on the reservation. Then the lazy cops that are on the reservation, they really don't give a shit. Like it's I don't if one reservation's like that, all of them are like that, and corrupt as a motherfucker, man. And and it is the wild, wild west here on this little reservation. I'm gonna do a video of the areas out here that look like nothing. Like my cousin was kind of like laughing at me, but what? It goes on like that? I was like, man, it's yeah, Frank Vibes. He changed. He got a new channel now. They're messing with him on his other one. They uh demonetized him and then started messing with him. So he had to start a whole new channel. Shout out to Frank's Reaction Media. So yeah, that's Frank's Vibes. Used to be Frank's Positive Vibes. They caught the kid who did it. They worked to rob his trailer. His girlfriend. Man, sorry to hear about that, Shane. Man, there's a lot of senseless killings that go on out here. That's why the movement's so big for the missing and murdered Indigenous women, um, and men. There's a lot of men that come up missing around here, and it's a lot of it has to do with gang related, drug related homicides that just go on. Like, you know, whatever the cops did to San Francisco and stuff like that, I'm glad I didn't, had the experience of like a robbery or anything like that. The funk's out there. Oh yeah, best believe they're not just gonna come messing with you. But like anywhere in the world you go looking for trouble, you're gonna get it. But I've noticed, like here, if there's trouble, they'll come. You're gonna get it. And it's like I said, it's horrible. It's and yeah, you ain't lying, bro. And that's another thing about California too. With the Northern California was like a lot of you could tell a lot of working class people were fucking homeless in these trailers. Like they were living on the side of the like out in Oakland, like in the San Mateo area too. There was a lot of like trailers parked off on the side of the roads. There was a lot of working class people that were homeless because man, I swear to God, I'd be sick to my stomach having to fucking pay $6,000-7,000 a month. Like, oh man, I you're better off just renting a fucking helicopter to get to work or something because man, that was just nuts. I was like, what the? That really tripped me out. I was like, damn. Like there's like when you go on the Facebook market and you start looking for a house, start looking for an apartment. Dang. Yeah, the Colorado, I totally hear that. Like the Denver, I remember On South Federal Boulevard, you'd be able to get like an apartment for like $600-700, maybe a 2 bedroom. You try looking at that shit now, it's like 22, 23, 33. And who's got that type of income? You know, you definitely either gonna have to go home to your folks. Yeah, I bet, dude. Man, yeah, the housing is just crazy. Um, but yeah, the like in the because they're like for a 1 bedroom, you're looking at about maybe 17 to 2200, and it's not even a it's a 1 bedroom that you're renting out of somebody's house. So you're not getting your own house, you're not going to have your own privacy, you're just going to have that room, shared living room, and shared, you know, for a single person, that's pretty cool. And then but yeah, there was like Tracy, when I went out to Tracy to go look at the houses out there, because they were like 2800 for like a 4 bedroom house, which wasn't bad, but it was also like an hour and a half drive to the Bay Area. And it was like I was like, man, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to, like, if the money's good, of course, you know what I mean? That'd be no problem. But went out there, shit didn't work out. Oh well. But starting from scratch, and not having my family. Like, if I had my family with me, I wouldn't have been so lonely. I wouldn't have been so depressed. And for the people that were out there, like, man, what do it was sucked because it was the holidays. I mean, like right now, from holidays, birthdays. It was both my son's birthdays. It was Christmas. It was just all the worst time to get out there and go out there and get shit going. So I was hurt. I was hurt like a motherfucker going out there, man. Leaving my family behind. But the thing I'm glad about, that I'm happy about, is that we all didn't pack up and go out there. Oh yeah, it's hard without the family. Most definitely. That's why I give it, man, for all the people that have to go overseas and fight the war, or have to hit the truck, getting the truckers that have to fucking leave and go make that money to make sure that their family's good. Man, you know, being taking off for the day, like me, when I take off and go head out in the food truck all day and come back, that's one thing. But when it comes to like leaving a whole different state, they can't just pull up, they can't just come say hi. A lot of Facebook calling, and just all the stuff to try to not be so lonely. Because, as you know, all the time in the lives, I always have my little brats with me. But it was 209 just text. Was cracking, homie. So, but you live, you learn. uh, what I love to make it out there, and been able to go do pop-ups, been able to go do all this stuff. Oh hell yeah, man. There was a lot of the vibe of, okay, being from out of state and claiming what I was claiming, and going out there to the mecca of where it started. There was a whole different vibe. Like, even with the veteranos that I met out there, you can tell there's a whole different embedded of the lifestyle that is out there. The realness of it was definitely there. Meeting the people that were active, that weren't active, and you can tell the way they carry themselves, the way they were structured, they were schooled. Um, yeah, way big difference from you know seeing how it is out there from Colorado to Washington State to and I was explaining to them, I was like, man, there's no big homies out there to keep everybody in line and check. So there's a lot of unnecessary drive-bys with moms in the car, and all this other crazy stuff that goes on out here in Yakima. Kids are getting it, and no repercussions. Not answering for horrendous crimes on children. Um, I was just explaining. I was like, man, it's a whole different. I don't know. But yeah, California was definitely dope. I wanted so bad to go hit Los Angeles. Iron Bear and them were taking off to Los Angeles on New Year's. I had no money. I had like 100 and like I said, $157. But I was like, well, I'm either going back to Castro Valley and go grab my stuff and wait till get a few more bucks to drive home till something picks up. And I was just like, you know what? I miss my family. I'm just gonna pack up. I'm just gonna go home. So I really wanted to go to East LA with Iron Bear and them. That would have been so dope. Man, what's cracking? Ain't seen the homie in a minute. Hope everything's good with you, brother. Hope the fire season was kind to you, man. Appreciate your service. Like everyone gives a shout out to Smokey the local bear. He goes into these forest fires. He's being real humble about it, man. But that's some dangerous, hard work, bro. And definitely appreciate the service and the work you do for the country, bro, and the world. I'm pretty sure you go not just here. You probably go to Canada, Mexico, wherever they have a tragedy going. Um, Smokey the local bear, he goes out there, and his crew, and everybody else that are base jumpers and all this other stuff that goes on out there, man. Shane, yeah, for sure, bro. It was nice. I got here like 6 o'clock in the morning. The kids are, yeah, I'm good, brother. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, season fire was good to me for most of the part, man. I'm glad you made it another season, bro, because it's like I said, it's a real dangerous job. My cousins were into it. Uh, Unfortunately, my cousin started partying too much and then got hooked on stuff, and now he's homeless. So, but he was definitely out there getting it. He was. I was really proud of him too, and he was just getting it. But yeah, Shane, it was a crazy drive, man. I'm never using that GPS again. I gotta, because it was like switch without telling you, and it took me in circles. And I'm like I said, I was running out of gas. I was like, oh, I'm hitting people up, and they're like, I was like, I don't need it now, but just in case, you might have to send me $40. And then I'm glad I didn't have to borrow it because I got home and my lady opened the door and you know, uh, and then my son, he heard me and he could hear him jump out of the bed, come running out of the room, Dad, Dad, Dad. So it was cool. My little brat. So, but yeah, like I said, I was feeling sick on the way up, and as soon as I went to sleep, I passed out. And then now, just a couple of days from now, or a couple of days ago, I was able to get up and stay moving. Oh my God, that was this crazy sickness. I Let's see what other parts of California I went through. San Mateo seemed like a really nice place too. Um, uh, what other parts did we go through? What other parts did I see? I spent a lot of time in Oakland, in East Oakland. My cousin lived out there, so she still had friends and stuff, and we were stopping by. Got to eat there a few times, and went to some part of downtown of Oakland. I can't remember. Got to see the ocean, um, where people go fishing, I guess, when it's fishing season, a couple other things. Um, see if my what I was gonna do too was start working I was gonna apply at that Tesla place. I was gonna apply out there and start working there till something picked up. And then I was just like, man, I really, really miss my family. It sucked, dude. So it was like, you know, I just had to come home. And then when I got here, and a lot of people were happy to see me come pulling up to the gas station and, hey, you selling Indian tacos tonight, bro? Come on, you tell me. And it's like, you just got back in town. And, a lot of people were happy to see me back over here. And they were just like, man, you gonna sell Indian tacos? Could I get a burger? It's just like, oh, man. I was like, I'm broke, I'm sick as a dog. We'll see it to all my brothers and sisters out there. Oho matakie, I say. To all my brothers and sisters out there, follow the red road and be humble. Man, Smokey, it was so dope. I went out to Stockton, then they have a sweat lodge out there in Sacramento. I went to a sweat lodge. There was like how you say matakie, I say. Um that's Lakota. And there was a lot of Lakota like songs that were in there. There was Apache songs during ceremony. There were man, a bunch of different nations and different ceremonies, not and I was like, man, I haven't been to a sweat lodge since I've been out of prison. And this guy was like, oh, well, do you believe in the way they sweat in prison? I was like, whoever holds ceremony, even before I went to prison, I was taught whoever holds ceremony, that's how ceremonies ran. There's not no one set way, and there's not one that's higher than the other. It's whoever's running the ceremony, taking care of the grandfathers, making sure that our prayers are heard, that the ceremonies, the way they were taught, there's no wrong way about it if you're doing it in a good way. So he was just like, oh, okay. There's a lot of people get out of prison and think that's the only way, and and I was like, nah. I was like, I grew up on the reservation, bro, so I know about ceremonies. My my uh my grandmother's a shaman. um, for all my relations, and all my relations means that we're related one way or another. That means like everything in the world has a meaning, and that you're not greater than the other. Ants have purpose on this earth. The birds, we all come basically like how the Bible says we all come from the dirt, so we go back to the dirt. Is kind of what the all my relations. Oh, matake, I say. So and it's really the Lakotas. I appreciate that. Yeah, most definitely. And a lot of people have ego in that type of situation too, and will start arguing. Oh, well, I was taught this. It's like, okay, you were taught that way. Somebody else taught me. My grandmother's a shaman. My great grandfather was a shaman. Just all these different talks and different, and then not only that, it's just the shaman of the tribe of the area that we grew up in. They all have different sayings, different meanings. They all have different ceremonies, different songs, different meanings, and it's all leads to the same thing of ceremony, of having being tuned with the grandfather, with the great spirit, um, to your ancestors, to um, just it's so in depth. It's hard to even explain. You know, even as I explain it, people are like, "Oh, he's saying it wrong." That's what my grandfather told me this way. Yeah, Mother Earth, Father Sky. Yes. And that's why and Smokey and anybody else that knows the Native American ways, we always give to the women because they are the givers and takers of life from Mother Earth. And, we take it for granted. We take from her and don't give back. Um, with the pollution, with all this other, I don't know. But like I said, there's a bunch of different ways uh, to learn the ceremonies. There's not a wrong way about it. If you hear somebody saying a different tune, a different way, you don't have to lash out at that person and try to correct them in front of everybody, or hey, that's wrong, and I was taught this way. And you see it, and it still goes on. Like in any ceremonies of like when I went to the Longhouse here on this place, people were being rude and really obnoxious. That was the first and last time I ever went and tried to. I don't let people with egos and in abusive ways of like treating people, man. You know, um, I just don't feel like, if somebody tells me, hey man, do it this way, do it, and it's just like, all right, you listen or whatever. But when somebody's being condescending or shady about it, then it's just like, I'm cool. You know, um, there's more humble. Like I take my kids to church because they want to learn. My 6-year old, he's all singing, "God is good, God is great," and he'll ask questions. Hey, who would win, Jesus or the devil? Or, does Jesus really love me? And this is when he was like 5 or 4 years old, and I was like, man, I was like, all right. And I'm not the type of parent who's like, hey, man, I walk the red road. I walk the red road, so you're gonna have to do it this way with me too. It's like, no. All right, you want to learn about church? Let's go to church. And they are so happy, clapping, singing, and I should take them this Sunday. I think that'd be dope. Take the kids out to the church. Maybe take them to ceremony. I think they have them on Fridays out here. So maybe take them to ceremony, see what they think about the sweat lodge, the songs. I'm not right now. I think they'll probably be confused. So maybe as they get older, I can try taking them there so they can have a choice. They don't feel, because what happens when you try to force something on somebody? They're gonna resent and go a different way. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Because because the red road, like it really really saved my life. I read the church while in DRDC. Um, it's Denver. I can't remember what it was called, but it's a place where they check your blood, take your fingerprints, take your pictures, see how many points you got, what prison you're gonna go to, what gang do you belong to, and uh, while I was in there, you're locked down. Like you get out for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't think there was any like out time to go take a. There was like you go take a shower, you go back to your room, and it was just like, okay, there's a couple books, so I read the Bible in like 4 days, front and back, and it was all the same stories from all these different people when they're talking about Jesus, and I was just like, man, that's pretty cool. Um, and I really tried going to church, and I was just like, man, I don't know, bro. And then when I got to my facility and started meeting other, people that are not Christians but go to church once in a while because they tell me that the singing and uplifting from strangers helps. Man, you ain't lying, bro. When you're around good people, like good righteous people, that doesn't matter if you Life of Pi. Yeah, I think I have. That one is actually pretty good. That's the one with the tiger, right, on the boat. Um, but yeah, you ain't lying. Like when you go around positive people and they doing positive things, like the singing, the smiling, just like it's infectious. So when you're dealing with somebody that that smiles, uplifting, talks to you in a way, um, whenever I go, because I'm friends with the pastor, and he always throws in there, he goes, "This isn't a white man's religion," and Jesus, and he keeps trying to convert me to come over because he sees me take my kids, and I appreciate it. I love the man. I love the what he does for his people. Yeah, that is Life of Pi. That one is really good. So when I go there and I go to his church, and then On Fire Ministries, I go to their church too, and they usually have it like in the summertime outside, and they sing, they pray, they see, they come up and ask you, "Hey, can I pray? Can I pray on you?" And these people are all ex-gang members, and for what I've seen, they're all ex-Southsiders, like, but they're really good people. They're really into their ways. They're, really, like you said, infectious. And when you need that type of stuff, not everybody's outgoing. Not everybody can speak on a platform that strangers can't get on, like YouTube or anywhere. Like me, I'll be able to hold a conversation and be able to talk to a crowd of people and not get scared. And some people aren't like that. Some people aren't out as outgoing. Some people need to be talked to. Some people need to be um uh approached to speak to. And so when they have people coming up to them, like you said, singing, just being around the positive vibe, positive people, it does help because you do get uplifted. You do feel the Holy Spirit. You feel the grandfather. You feel the happiness of the room, and it resonates with you too. So yeah, when I do go to his church, I'm gonna text him probably tonight and be like, "Hey man, uh, what time's your service again?" Um, because I think it's at like 10 in the morning or something like that. And the kids, they really love it. He's really outspoken. He resonates with a lot of people in his studies, and then he has one for the adults, and he has ones for the kids. And they'll quiz the kids, they'll give them points, they'll give them like extra snacks, sandwiches, because a lot of the kids that do go there are impoverished. A lot of people that take their kids there to drop them off. Let me see. Get you back, Lucky, in the chat. Stay up. All right, Tile Rob, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Like I said, it was just some coffee, some Wakalpi time. But yeah, the Red Road. As soon as I started meeting other brothers, like they'd come up, and it was this dude. I think I did a story about it. His name was David Rice. He was in Kickapoo Nation. Tall, like he was like a buffed up kind of dude, but he was like almost like man 7 foot tall, and he had those state issued like those state issued windshield wiper glasses, and he was a real cool dude, man, and just chopping it up with him and get to hang out with him, and then he was like, "Hey, man, come to Sweat Lodge," because there was another dude. His name was uh, Myers, and he was a Tlingit Nation from Alaska, and me and him were about the same age, so we'd hang out, and he got me to grow my hair long because every time he see me, he was like, "What see you?" Every time he'd see me with like a fade or something, he'd be like, "What see you?" And then I was like, every time he see me, he was like, "What see you?" And so I went through them, started growing my hair long, started kicking it, and then yeah, me and him were in the same unit. The Myers dude, Kickapoo was on the next unit over. Um, Trying to remember all the different people that were in the unit with us. But yeah, I started doing the Sweat Lodge, started learning the Lakota ways, the songs, the ceremonies, the meanings, the directions. Why is the door facing this way? What does the buffalo skull mean? The prayer ties, the sun dance, and people trip out on the sun dancers because they do ceremony and they got to cut themselves and put and dance till their skin rips, and so it looks like a bunch of bullet holes or stab wounds. And all of the ceremonies are to, like what Smokey the local bear said, was to give back to the women, because that's like the whole thing was. And yeah, like what he said, the drum is the heartbeat of our people, and it is. Um, it's uh, it's definitely like when you hear the songs, the ceremonies. If you guys ever get a chance, go to a Sweat Lodge and come check it out. Sitting on the west. Oh yeah, that's when people are going through heartache, they lose somebody, they're at turmoil, they're fighting their own demons. Um, they usually sit them in the west, like right in the front, and they sit them in the west. That person needs extra prayers, needs extra. When somebody's really hurt, they will sit there in the west and really need that suffering. And when they do ceremony, yeah, west is definitely one of the hottest seats to sit in. You're right there in the front. Even you can see the person or the people sitting in the front. But the west is the area where you, if you really need them extra prayers, is to sit there and do ceremony. So yeah, it's definitely, yeah, man. Um, it's oh yeah, most definitely. Um, that's why, that's one of the main reasons why I named my business A and B, because as you can see, where is it? Where is it? You can see, I have Andrea tatted on my face. That's my mother. So Andrea, and then my lady's mother is Barb. So Andrea and Barb's Native American cuisine. Because without the mothers, we wouldn't have been here. So we always give homage to the women, and they are the true warriors. They are the providers, the nurturers, the caretakers. I don't care how much of a hard ass you are, big badass warrior. You're gonna have somebody keep you in check, because these women ain't scared of you. They will put you in check and have you. That's their job. We all look for that authoritative woman. People may say, "Oh, no, no, no." Well, yeah, you definitely need that native woman to get on you. And it doesn't, like any woman, and keep you in check. Keep the only person that's going to tell you no. And I'm going to go out with the guys. Nope. Guess what? Well, you're sitting at home with his kids and his family, unless unless you do otherwise and want to deal with the repercussions later. You know what I mean? So it takes native women. I've dated out of my race for a long time. I've dated all kinds of different women, and this is like the first like real relationship I've been with. Oh man, straight up. As much as I talk shit and say, oh, I'll punch this person in the face, or I never rolled it up. Nah, that fucking woman. Have you rolled it up? You're getting fucking put in the shoe, like you said. You're learning real quick who the woman, who who holds the pants in that fucking relationship, and there's nothing wrong with it. It takes a really strong woman to deal with a real strong man. A strong somebody that's, because we need that. A lot of us do act out, and they will keep us in check. And the native women will kick your fucking ass. It sounds messed up, but and it's not just like, it's just a metaphor of like kicking your ass. You know what I mean? Because like even with my woman, it's like I said, this is the first time having like a long relationship with a Native American woman, and it's been my lady, and it's been a blessing. It hasn't always been smiles and hallmarks, and there's have our ups or downs like any other place, but she's always kept me in tune. She's always kept me in check. She's always will be there. So that's, you know. Oh, we got Raymond Meza, like in one of my TikTok thing. That's another good brother right there too. Raymond, he sent me $100 to get to California, and that type of stuff was cool, because I was like stopping off getting like dollar menus, because I was like, man, I knew how expensive California is, and getting out there. The thing I really liked out there was the In and Out. I didn't get to try the competition. I can't remember what my cousin was telling me what the competition was. It was like a different place. We were on our way to Tracy, Tracy or no Livermore, and there was like a restaurant, like a fast food type place. But yeah, even with my cousin, she's with the Salvadoran California. Man, it is nuts. It is crazy how much that shit costs out there. Um, but they have some really cool fashion. They got some really cool stuff that we don't have out here in Washington State. Like, like I said, instead of living out there, maybe it's cheaper just to cruise out there and go do the pop-ups, go do the catering, you know. Um, Man, was it Blake Slaughterburger? New Mexico is way better than In-N-Out. Really? I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Let's see. Did you hear the feds entered a new gaming compact with the Santi Sioux last decades plus? Man, if the Yakima Nation did that and got over this idea that marijuana is a bad thing, but will fucking pop prescribe fucking Percocets and Tylenol threes and like think, oh, the government gave it to us, so it's fine. No, the fucking like MJ is such a beautiful medicine that does help with PTSD, help with, it helped me get off of alcohol. All I did, like when I had the craving, like man, boy, do you get the cravings. We have two Blakes here in Tucson and Hatch Chili Burger. Oh dang, Hatch Chili. I love fucking Hatch Chili, bro. That is such, man. I miss that shit. They hardly have it. I hardly ever seen it. When they did have Hatch out here, I fucking bought them, roasted them, skinned them. Fucking, oh my god, dude. But yeah, if they got over the idea of thinking that marijuana is like a drug, like that's what I got kicked out of Native housing for a hot UA for marijuana, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? Of all the ODs, of all the parties that goes on in housing, we get kicked out. I'm like, all right, good choice there, buddy. I fucking hate all them people that that were in that council room, and I still don't like them. Um, I see you had that going on for a major epidemic impact in the tribe. Man, they're about to come up now, though. Going out there to the res and go pick up some Mary Jane, and I wish they did that. Like I said, I wish they did that here. They got, I mean, like even like looking out here, look at the land, and this is just a small part. They got so much land, the Lakota, not Lakota, the Yakima Nation, and to harvest, like to get up in them hills, those mountains that they own. Like this is, it's crazy. If they were able to take advantage of that and prosper from the Mary Jane, I mean, it would be an awesome thing, man. And it's crazy. The hash chili burger is fire. God damn. Making me wish, homie. I want a slopper burger now. I know that's what they call them, Pueblo, Colorado slopper burgers and slopper fries. The hash chili fries with pork in there. Um, uh, Vegas Prison Stories is chilling with Gangish now, which I think is pretty cool. Hopefully, get to see them do a couple do videos together, link up, and do what they do because yeah, that's pretty cool. I was like, man, take them to Chubby's, take them to yeah. I mean, I was watching a documentary and it was about maybe like 10 years old, and they said the average income is like 5,000, under 5,000 a year for the tribe. I'm like, oh my god, how do you live? And that's okay. So 5,000 divided by 12. That's bad, man. I cry about not making, 6, 7,000. It's just, holy shit. Like when you go to the Lakota reservations at parts, it's like a third world country, bro. And this is, it sucks. Texas barbecue spot in Durango, Colorado. That's where a lot of the Southern Ute, and I think Navajo. Is it where they're at? I was locked up with a couple of the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Muskogee, and Seminole rejected the Oklahoma government 13. Remember, task force and the res public police. They said they will divide. Dang! I was locked up with a couple of Utes, and the west of Taos, New Mexico, like a third world country. Yeah, you ain't lying, man. Like when I was cruising through, And you see them out by the gas stations and shit, and they're just plastered. And they said a lot of them weren't even drinking alcohol; they're drinking hairspray, bro. Call it an ocean. Like they'll sit there and just fuck, dude. And then and then oh yeah, the Utes I was locked up with it. I call it from that Joe Pesci movie, My Cousin Vinny. The two Utes. The two, and then they knew what I was talking about too. Like laughing around. Look, there's the two Utes. The two what? Oh, okay. The two Utes. Man, yeah, it is. It's crazy. Um, the Yakima Nation is a blessed place. There's a lot of great people out here. It is still the res, but it's not like impoverished the way you would see like other places like like that. So I really hope that what's cripping my what Carib? Or is it so whoop? Which one is it, homie? No, just kidding. Um, yeah, just having my wakalapi, my coffee, chopping it up, see how everybody's doing. Um, just chopping it up, talking about different nations, different stuff. Talking about what places I like the most about Northern California. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, you African booty scratch. Man, you're gonna make me go in there and go on Netflix and watch some Boys in the Hood. I was looking for Menace to Society on Netflix. I know they had it on there. It's not on there no more. I was looking for American Me. It wasn't on there. Machete was bleeding. A lot of set tripping. A lot of set tripping. Uh, gonna make me bump on some Pyru Love. That's like one of the coldest songs. Everything gonna see alright, girls. I like listening to some of that old school banging on wax. That was crazy. I remember listening to that shit on a cassette tape. I seen that. Arizona had their 29th state tribal conference yesterday. 22 tribes in the state. You haven't seen an article on it yet. What was discussed? Dang. Yeah, they just had a general council here in the Yakima Nation, but like I said, there's money, but there's a lot of embezzlement too. Like people will get caught stealing, um, get caught stealing, and they'll like stay on council. It's like, oh well, he got himself a new truck. He got himself a vacation. Like when the pandemic hit, they were taking off to Hawaii, taking families and uh, getting free internet, free, just going above and beyond. And then when they got I think it was like 68 million every 6 months or something like that. And then the feds came in and were like, "Well, where's all this money? You guys gave the tribe an extra, I think it was like $500 per person." Man, that's what's up, man. And if and Machete, if you want to link up with the homie I know out there and go to Sweat Lodge in Sacramento, let me know. I'll text you. I'll call him and tell him to call you if you want me to. He's a really good dude, man. He goes to Sweat Lodge like every week. Yeah, he was showing me the the powwows and stuff that were going on. Machete, I really needed to come home. I was depressed. I was sad without my kids, my family, and it just seemed like I wasn't. But I came home. I got all my equipment. I got my trailer. So as soon as that food village lets me know what's going on, then yeah, I'll definitely come back down. Because it only takes $200 to get there in gas. You know what I mean? That's really not that far. It's just having to find somebody that'll cruise with me so they can drive. I could drive 8 hours and they can drive 5 hours, whatever. I just want to be able to take a nap because that's a long drive, man. But it's like $200 in gas to get out there, and that really ain't shit. So it's just, I'll fill up the tank here, then I'll get to Oregon at the end of Oregon and fill up like a half a tank there, and then I'll cruise to California and have to fill up the tank in California, and then it went from $3 to $4, and get to California and it's $5 a gallon. I'm like, oh shit, I'm poor, man. I can't be affording that. Medford. Yeah, so yeah, they do a lot of embezzling. They do a lot of stuff, man. A lot of shady shit. 419 right now. Damn. Why the fuck was it so high while I was out there? $5.20, 5.50. I was like, God damn, dude. What the? That's like having champagne taste with fucking Dollar Tree budget. I was out there dying. I was like, man, you know, and give somebody a ride and they say, yeah, I got you on gas money, like $50 in gas, and give me $5 in fucking dimes. I was like, God damn. So that's fucked up. Oh well. The coffee's starting to kick in, you guys. I'm gonna go clean up. I'm gonna go kick it. I really appreciate you guys tapping in. Machete, Smokey, five of a kind. I'll try to go live later tonight because I hit up somebody to see if they wanted to go live with me. So I'll see what they say. Sacred Heart, I miss you too, homegirl. I was sick as fuck for like over 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks now. Oh dang. What? 266 here. Here, I'm paying three. I just paid $3.13. All right, you guys. Have a good one. I'm gonna tap out. Sacred Hurt. You guys have a good one.